Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and it is, what time is it right now? It's 6:17, which is pretty early. I woke up at 5 this morning. I don't know if that's because I'm getting old or because I'm just waking up at 5 and have things to talk about. Maybe it's just the space is really interesting right now, and so in my experience, sometimes you just wake up early. Now I wanted to tell you a story from last night. I was at my 8-year-old's baseball practice, and I typed this tweet out this morning. This is how early we are. I'm at my 8-year-old son's baseball practice last night. A dad that I don't know walks over and says, "It's been a good week for you, right?" I asked what he meant. "You're a Bitcoin guy, right?" I laughed and said, "Yeah, no time to explain XRP." That's typically what happens when people talk to me. The first thing they say is Bitcoin, and that's how surface most people's knowledge of what's going on is. And so we're still that early, and so usually when I don't have time to really talk about it, I just kind of laugh, say, "Yeah, I'm a Bitcoin guy." But truth is, I'm a digital asset guy. So I do think, even though I tell you things that are bad about Bitcoin sometimes, I still think that Bitcoin's going to do really well. I don't doubt that, but I just think in the long run, you're looking at a different picture. Okay. Another thing funny that was said to me, these kids say some weird things. I was pitching to the kids last night, and this kid walks over to me, and I couldn't tell if he was serious or if he was joking. But he was trying to tell me that his birthday was soon, and he asked me if I would get him a cheeseburger. And he said, "I do not like pickles, I don't like ketchup, and I don't like mustard, but I do like cheeseburgers." And so I'm going to surprise that kid. I'm going to go to McDonald's and bring him a cheeseburger out of nowhere. I hope his parents are okay with it. So anyway, but these kids are funny. They'll say some wild things. Okay. You can't underestimate, folks. Do not underestimate the power of that $50,000 figure that Bitcoin crossed. It's a big deal, okay? That number is, I mean, as you see right here from XRP Crypto Wolf, front page of the Wall Street Journal, Bitcoin trades above $50,000 on a first. Cryptocurrency closes below high, up 68% for the year, with 909 billion in total circulation. I forgot to even pull coin market cap up today. Oh well. Okay, but this number is so symbolic for really the media to show to the retail public, because this is what gets their attention. That's why I've got guys walking up to me asking me if I'm the Bitcoin guy and that type of stuff. And it's a big deal, because when they finally are turned on to it, it's going to be good for everything. And you'll notice on CoinMarketCap that the way this always happens is all the money will hit Bitcoin, and then a few days, maybe a week later, it starts to go down into the altcoins, and it does it because everybody starts to say, "Now wait a minute, so Bitcoin's what I heard about." Same thing happened to me early on. Bitcoin's what I heard about. Is there anything better? Is there anything that I could get more of, and maybe I could be one of these Bitcoin millionaires that I'm hearing about, and that kind of stuff? That's the psychology of people. So this is also from from XRP Crypto. Well, Bitcoin's $50,000 FOMO is overpowering bankers. JP Morgan Chase traders are said to be salivating over Bitcoin. The cryptocurrency's price has shot past $50,000, double where it was on Christmas Day, creating a powerful centrifugal force of excitement. Oh yeah. Now, here's part of the story that you aren't told in all this. Here's 3 cryptocurrencies that have crushed Bitcoin over the past 3 months. Some of them don't deserve it, in my opinion. Others do. Speaking of don't deserve, Dogecoin, the one that Elon Musk has been pumping, is up over 2,000%. Cardano, I believe, does deserve it, up over 766%. Although I will tell you this, and make no mistake, listen closely to what I'm about to say. I believe Cardano is one of the best projects out there. I believe Cardano has a very bright future. But I also believe that a lot of the money that fled XRP when the SEC lawsuit came down went into Cardano. And so for that reason, when you see an XRP settlement, don't be surprised if you don't see Cardano get smashed while XRP surges. Cardano, not just Cardano, but a lot of the others, Bitcoin, Cardano, a lot of these where people who got scared fled XRP, they fled to something, most of them. And so Cardano, I believe, is one of them. And the reason is good for Cardano is because I believe Cardano is a real project that's really been thought out and really has a use case going forward and is a great platform. And Charles Hoskinson, I believe, is a genius. Okay, so the money went there, and I think that money should, I believe money should stay in Cardano, but I believe the one is XRP. I've always said it. And I think a lot of that money will flow back out of Cardano when the time comes to XRP. Now, I've told you Stellar is the other many times as well. Stellar deserves that 588% and some increase, and you'll see more of that. I'm telling you, Cardano, XRP, Stellar, all of those have bright, hurt your eyes futures ahead of them. Okay, this is Anthony Scaramucci from who was on Squawk Box, I guess this is. Listen to what he says about his Bitcoin prediction.
I do think we see $100,000 in this coin before year end. It's just a supply-demand situation, and you don't have a lot of supply out there, and very heavy demand. And lastly, just look at what MicroStrategy just did: a $900 million convertible bond offering instantaneously. Those are two pretty hot sectors right now: converts and Bitcoin.
Right. Okay, Anthony, great to see you. Come on back.
All right, there's one interesting clip. This is also interesting. Mark Phillips tweeted this out. Interesting outage report, 30th January to 1st of February 2021. Uphold is preparing for 10 times traffic. That bandwidth will likely be needed when the SEC Ripple lawsuit ends. Okay, now this is the article from Uphold that the blog post. It says a dedicated load testing function has been carved out from the current performance team, whose job it will be to ensure service can handle the load we saw, and will build load tests for 10 times standard load. Enhanced intra-service monitoring has been implemented and will be tested under the load. I think Mark Phillips is right. I think they do need to get ready, but I don't think they need to get ready for 10 times. If you have an SEC settlement today, for instance, I think they need to be ready for 100 times for XRP trading by itself. I believe all of the exchanges will crash when you have that SEC settlement, because this is not just a settlement from a lawsuit that was filed a few months ago. This will put to bed any uncertainty that's been around XRP for 8 freaking years. It will be put to bed when you get that. And when that happens, there's no stopping it. There's no stopping it in the world of finance from now on at that point. So yeah, get ready for not 10 times, 100 or 1,000 times. That's what they need to get ready for. Okay, now this is from, I think it's from I don't know if that's a podcast. It's a show I'm not aware of, Breakfast Club. But anyway, it's apparent. I think it's a couple of notable people. I just don't know who they are. But the point I want to make is that these guys are out in the world and they're doing a podcast or a show, and people are starting to know the deal. They're starting to figure all this out. It was never Bitcoin, and I'm not saying Bitcoin's not going to be something. It is. It's going to make a lot of people a lot of money, already has, but it's not the one. And these people, because technologically it's a dinosaur, these people are figuring it out. Listen to what these guys say.
I don't think Bitcoin itself will be the currency coin. I think something like XRP has a better chance, or the Ripple has a better chance, just because of, like you said, institutional money being behind it and its functionality. Its functionality is to make transactions quicker, right? We always give that example. If you had to get $1 million from New York City to London, what would be the fastest way?
I had to do it the fastest way?
Yeah.
Transfer it over to my account?
No, the fastest way would be get on a plane with it and fly to London. Right? It wouldn't take you 7-10 days to
They
get
ain't
that
letting you on no plane with no billion.
Well, I mean,
no, I'm saying, but that's the only way. Like I'm saying,
right. So that would be the fastest way to do it. You have to wait 7 to 10 days. When you have an XRP, that transaction can happen in less than 60 seconds. Right. And there are people who have that time.
Now, I know what's going to happen after I showed this video and didn't know who these guys were. This is a lot of times I get made fun of on this channel because I'm not as plugged into some of who the celebrities are now, and so I guess that's a indication of my age. At 47, I'm not as hip as I used to be. So I'm sure these guys are some mega celebrities that I don't know. So I'll get made fun of today, and that's okay. Emi Yoshikawa, who is with Ripple in Japan. She put this out yesterday. Blockchain in Kyoto's Day 1 was full of insightful presentations. Day 2 will start later today, and our very own David Schwartz, Joel Katz, will be giving a keynote at 4 p.m. Pacific time today, 9 a.m. I guess that's Japan time. And this is here's the thing where it shows that he's going to be speaking. He's going to do Under the Hood, Introduction to the XRP Ledger. This may already be out. I don't know. If it is, I'm sure we'll see it on social media today. Okay, now I want to show you this little clip from Blackrock, and then I want to show you something that I found. I've told you on this channel many times. First of all, I've told you that I think Bitcoin is created by governments. I believe the whole industry is made to look like private when it's all created by the government. Okay? That's what I really believe. I believe BlackRock is at ground zero of all of it. I believe a lot of these companies, these major companies, I believe Wall Street created all of this. Wall Street being the government. I mean, but I'm going to read you a little section here after I play this video, and you can decide. Okay? All right, this is I think he's the CIO of, the guy's name is Rick Ryder. I've talked about him before, and just to give you a little history on Rick Ryder, or Reader, however you say his name. This guy is, I think he's in fixed income at BlackRock, but where he came from was Lehman Brothers. All roads lead back to the financial crisis. He came from Lehman Brothers, and he was at Lehman Brothers when the financial crisis, I think he left right before the financial crisis hit, and it's interesting, I think he formed a company called R3 something, by pure coincidence, right? And they were taking some of the good assets from Lehman Brothers leading up to the collapse. That's the way I remember it. But anyway, so now this guy's at BlackRock. BlackRock, the same company who hired Robbie Mitchnick from Ripple to come head their digital asset division, okay? And listen to what he says. Now, all of a sudden, BlackRock is just now discovering Bitcoin. Yeah, right. And then I'm going to read something about BlackRock that you maybe didn't know.
I mean, I think crypto is generally has gotten the imagination of a lot of people. I mean, today the volatility of it is extraordinary, but listen, people are looking for storehouses of value. People are looking for places that could appreciate, under the assumption that inflation moves higher and the debts are building. So we've started to dabble a bit into it, and I wouldn't put a number on the percentage allocation one should have. It depends on what the rest of your portfolio looks like. But listen, I think you talked about one of your shows. My sense is the technology has evolved and the regulations have evolved to the point where a number of people find that it should be part of the portfolio, and so that's what's driving the price up.
Can you speak to BlackRock's eventual plans? What would you be recommending? I mean, you're not as old as Mellon. You got a lot more money, but that's one of the oldest banks around. They saw fit to make a comment. What do you think will happen down the road?
So, I mean, I'm not in a position to make recommendation on that. So, listen, I think some people holding it as a storehouse of value and diversifying your portfolio. Listen, the one thing I've owned, and I think somebody said on one of the show I was on with you guys recently, we're holding a lot more cash than we've held historically. It's because duration doesn't work, interest rates don't work as a hedge, and so diversifying into other assets makes some sense. And so, holding some portion of what you hold in cash and things like crypto is, seems to make some sense to me. But I wouldn't espouse a certain allocation or target holding.
By the way, this has nothing to do with that video or what I'm about to show you, but I wanted to mention it for the benefit of the audience. Something I'm doing right now is I'm buying just about all of the digital assets that I am buying is on Coinbase, and that's for several reasons, but one reason I want to focus in on with you is what's about to happen. Coinbase is about to go public. Okay, their valuation yesterday came out at $75 billion. Coinbase only has, I think they have around, don't quote me, but I think they have around 15 digital assets that are on that platform. Okay, the only digital assets I'm buying right now are digital assets that are on the Coinbase platform for other reasons than this, but this is one of them. One of them is this company is about to have a big, huge worldwide spotlight on it, and they've only got about 15 digital assets. So my question to you is, what do you think is going to happen when the world is staring at this, what I think will be a very successful IPO, Coinbase? What do you think is going to happen when this platform is getting attention in the media everywhere? Do you think maybe those people that are finding out about that IPO might start going onto that platform and downloading the app and buying the digital assets that are on that app? I do. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, now back to BlackRock, and this will involve Coinbase as well. Who's behind all this? I was reading an article this morning. One thing that's fascinating to me is to go back to older articles and listen to what people who wrote random blogs way back when about where this digital asset industry really came from and the people involved and where they really came from. I'm going to read you a little clip here. This is going to get interesting. Listen up. And I'm not going to tell you where this is from. It's from a random blog somewhere. Since the Vanguard group and BlackRock keep coming up so much, let's see what other connections we can find. How about this? The #1 cryptocurrency news and opinion site is CoinDesk. It popped up in 2015 almost out of nowhere. In fact, it didn't come out of nowhere, but it takes a bit of digging to figure out who's behind the site. It's owned by Digital Currency Group, a venture capital firm started in 2015 by Barry Silbert. Silbert is a Bitcoin angel investor who provided funding for some of the earliest Bitcoin companies like Coinbase and BitPay and Ripple. But Digital Currency Group is actually, this is something I don't think I've heard this. Maybe I have. The Digital Currency, let's see, I lost my place. But Digital Currency Group is actually a subsidiary of Nasdaq Private Market, owned by Nasdaq Inc., which of course owns and operates Nasdaq Stock Exchange, as well as 8 of the largest European stock exchanges. Guess who are the second and third largest institutional holders of Nasdaq Inc.? BlackRock and Vanguard Group. And then it goes on. Digital Currency Group doesn't just own Coindesk.com, but also 19 popular cryptocurrency exchanges and or trading companies, including Kraken, Shapeshift, Coinbase, BitOasis, BitFlyer, Bitso, CoinSetter, and so on. Okay, so we've talked about Digital Currency Group a lot on this channel, but this is the first time I remember where they say that Digital Currency Group is a subsidiary of Nasdaq Private Market. So I went looking for it. Nasdaq Private Market is an American SaaS company that provides transaction software to private companies and investment funds looking to tender offers or share buybacks. And then it goes on. Let's see what it says. Second Market, let's see. Second Market Solutions changed its name to Nasdaq Private Market after being acquired by Nasdaq in a joint venture with Shares Post. In October 2015, Nasdaq took full ownership of Nasdaq Private Market. 2015, that's the same year that Barry Silbert shows up with CoinDesk and Digital Currency Group. Okay. So it says prior to using the name Second Market, the company was known as Restricted Stock Partners. So and then it says Second Market was founded in 2004 by Barry Silbert to provide liquidity and restricted securities public. So anyway, this is correct. This is obviously correct. This is very obvious that Second Market, this was hatched out of Nasdaq. I mean, that's what it looks like to me. So, and then I want to draw your attention to well, first, let's go to this to confirm this as well. Nasdaq is owned by the Vanguard Group and then also State Street and Blackrock. Okay? There are no coincidences, by the way. Let's go back to this. Down here it says, the World Economic Forum listed the company as a technology pioneer for 2011. And I went and confirmed that, and here's the article, List of Technology Pioneers 2011. Let me say this again. There are no coincidences, because do you know why this caught my attention? The World Economic Forum listed the company as a technology pioneer for 2011. I remember somebody else who was declared a technology pioneer by the World Economic Forum. And that would be in 2015, Ripple Labs named a technology pioneer by World Economic Forum. There are no coincidences. Everything is connected. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that there are no coincidences and that I am trying to stop this video.